Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing okay, especially we're off to kind of like a bumpy start in September, but this might give us opportunities to pick up shares, whether it's stocks or high yield ETFs, what have you. It's always helpful to have like a lower average cost basis, even though it doesn't feel good in the beginning. I think we can tough it out. So I still expect that after like the election is over, like we'll still end up with a pretty good returns for 2024. So I wanted to see what would happen if, let's say, like you're average Joe or average Jane, and you just put like 100 shares into like a QDTE. So that'll cost you about like almost $5,000, maybe a little bit less. So what I did was I kind of assumed that you bought like on March 7th. So I did like four different ways, actually five different ways, like whether you did like you've bought at the open, the high, the low, the close, or maybe the average, and then the volume is just the number of shares for that particular day. And then the next column, ignore all the like the NA errors, because not obviously every day you don't get like a distribution. So like if you kind of see like all the way at the bottom, March 28th was like the first distribution of 36 and like point, I guess, 0.004 cents. So let me just scroll over a little bit down and then maybe a little bit to the right. So basically, if you wanted to reinvest, I assume that you were able to buy on like the next trading day. So for example, you got paid out on March 28th, and hopefully your broker had the like the funds available so that you can reinvest. And I'm guessing most brokers today like have like a auto sweep or auto reinvest feature, so that shouldn't be a problem. But just in case, like you might have like a old timey broker and maybe there's like a delay or whatever. I assume like these are the prices that you could reinvest at on like the following day. So again, like or maybe you did it manually, like maybe you just prefer to do it that way. That's fine too. So I did just like the just five different prices: open, high, low, close, and the average. And then like if I scroll over a little bit more to the right, so you can see these would be like the new like share count. So for example, April 1st, like you have 100.79 and 101.52, etc. And then over, if I scroll a little bit more to the right, this is like the what your distributions would look like. And then let's just like kind of fast forward down like near the bottom. So I did it as of August August 30th, like the month end. But like of course, like we had like the next available trading day was the September 3rd, so basically after Labor Day. And you kind of, it's pretty interesting. Like September 3rd was a pretty high volume day compared to like the Friday. So I guess like I guess maybe people are pumped up or whatever, like after the 3-day weekend. So obviously, I hope everything is okay with the formulas, and just like eyeballing it should be okay. But feel free to blast me in the comments if you see anything that looks wrong. And here is where things might get a little ugly for some people. So like if I scroll over just a little bit more to the right, let me just, so I can show this. So I wanted to show like the price return. Oops. Whoa. Okay, that was weird. So I broke it down between like the price return and the distribution return. So based just on price, like you lost like 8.7%, and like some of this is just due to like what I call like tourist erosion. Like a lot of people just happen to crowd in, maybe at the wrong time. I made a video recently about that, so you can watch that at your own leisure. And then the distribution return is not too bad, 15.79%. So if you add these both up, it's about seven, just a little bit over 7%. But remember, this is just for like roughly 6 months. So if you annualize that, that's still like a pretty healthy 14% return, even with like the market pullbacks here and there. So again, if I scroll down a little bit, so you can see kind of like the what would happen. So I might need to, let me see. I might have to move the screen for you guys so you can see. So bring everything into frame. So again, just to kind of recap, like the open, high, low, and close, and the average. So it's around like between like 46,002 and then like 46,044 cents. So not too wide of like a gap. And then assuming like these are your total distributions. So you had like between like an extra 700, 90, almost 797 bucks extra, just from like reinvesting into this fund. And then like the percentages over here. So this is like your inclusive of like the returns of the effects of like your of reinvesting like your distributions. So again, if these numbers seem kind of odd, just let me know in the comment section. So it's still pretty healthy, 17% return. So it's not too bad. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because sometimes people see like there's, well, how come there's such a like a big gap between like what you're showing and what like they have on the website. Remember, usually on like the website, they when they do like the annualized numbers, they might be doing it off of like the last month's distributions. And like obviously in August, like the volatility was pretty high, so that's why like the distributions like were higher, because you were able to collect more from like the like kind of like more volatility juice, if you want to kind of think about it this way, from like the covered calls. And then when you're annualizing it from like a higher rate, that could be a little misleading, because then like for QDTE, there might be like like 60 plus percent, but then like if you go back and you kind of like take just like the whatever happened historically from like March to almost early September, that accounts for like why like the percentages look so far off. And I guess like for different ETF companies, it could be part of like their marketing thing. Like they want to obviously, like if you show like 16 or 17%, that might not be so attractive to some people, but in my opinion, they're still pretty good yields. So I hope this was pretty interesting. And of course, like everything, you can verify this yourself by just going to like the Roundhill website and then kind of like download their data, or you could also use Yahoo Finance. I use kind of like the combination just to make things a little bit more fair, just to show you like the difference between like if you invested at like different price points. So obviously, if you were able to like invest like near the lows, obviously you have a slightly higher return. But it's not because like you have like a smaller amount to start with. Like the distribution returns don't aren't like that crazy. Like it's not like you're making like thousands of dollars like more or less. So hopefully this was helpful to some people. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.